Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel, and in our top stories today from CNN, the story that won't go away. That's right, the saga of the Epstein files. So ladies and gentlemen, here we go from CNN. Epstein files push hits a boiling point in Congress as Trump dismisses it as a hoax. Now, the framing of this is absurd, typical of the media to suggest that Trump is suggesting that the entirety of it all is a hoax, because they want to play on words. They want to get that knee-jerk reaction. They want to get that emotional reaction, and then laugh at Trump and say, "See, this wasn't a hoax. We've got people out here. We've got victims. And of course, it's just a stupid game that they like to play, and it's so obnoxious." A bipartisan group of lawmakers stood outside the U.S. Capitol on Wednesday alongside nearly a dozen women who said they'd been abused by the late convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein, with a poignant message. This is not a hoax. So again, it's all in the framing. It's ridiculous. That included a direct plea from one of the survivors, Ananuska de Giorgio, to the president. President Trump, you have so much influence and power in this situation. Please use that influence and power to help us. And yet, here is CNN trying to suggest that Trump doesn't have the power, that he doesn't know what he's doing, that he's considering the entirety a hoax, a falsehood. And in reality, we have the individuals here. We know it's true. We know what was going on. We're aware of Epstein and what was going on with Ghislaine Maxwell. It's just ridiculous. So, and an invite extended to him from another abuse survivor, Haley Robinson. I cordially invite you to the Capitol to meet me in person so you can understand this is not a hoax. We are real human beings. This is real trauma. So, wow. So again, here we have it. The framing of it is to suggest that Donald Trump thinks the entirety of it is not true. It is a complete made-up situation when that is not the case at all. It's just so stupid. I think NBC did a little bit more responsibly here. Epstein accusers put pressure on Congress to release the files. That's understandable. Rep. Thomas Massie and Khanna say they need just 2 more Republicans to force a vote, but the White House and GOP leaders are frantically working to quash the rebellion. So, again, they're just trying to pit the administration with the situation to try to suggest again that Trump, isn't going to make good on his promises or what Pam Bondi and others have said, along with the FBI. That would be Kash, Patel, and others, right? That this was all going to come out. And I think what happened was that, and of course, we know it's a group of Epstein accusers here that were out there, and I'll play some of it from here. But what I wanted to say there was that, they're aware of what was going on. They knew these situations were bad, but they wanted to at least, so they thought that they probably could, have a handle on what was going to happen. And then when they got the actual evidence, either it was tampered with or it was changed or things were withheld or all these sorts of things started happening because they weren't aware of the entirety of it, right? They just didn't have a knowledge of what all the information and details would entail in all of it. And so now they realize when they actually got the information, okay, well, maybe we sensationalized and exaggerated this quite a bit and made promises that we couldn't keep. So I hope that gives people a little bit more clarity, despite the fact that I had to struggle with that for just a bit. But here it is from Unusual Wales. Breaking: Congress has voted to deny the amendment to release the release of the Epstein files. So here we go with this.
On this vote, the yeas are 211, the nays are 210. The previous question is ordered. The question is on adoption of the resolution. Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it.
So quite interesting to see how this is all unfolding. And there's some additional context here from CNN that I wanted to play from Facts Post.
Lawmakers are back on Capitol Hill after summer recess and already taking action on the Epstein files. Right now, the House Oversight Committee is meeting with Jeffrey Epstein victims behind closed doors. And just moments ago, Republican Congressman Thomas Massie and Democratic Congressman Khanna were expected to file a discharge petition aimed at compelling the Department of Justice to fully release all the files related to Epstein's case. Let's go live to Capitol Hill with CNN's Manu Raju. Manu, you just spoke with Congressman Massie. What did he share with you?
Yeah, he indicated that he is moving full steam ahead. He believes ultimately that he will have enough Republican support to push this measure through, at least get a vote in the full House. Remember how this will essentially work. The Republican leadership, Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, does not want a vote on this measure to compelling the release of these Epstein documents. He says that is not necessary. He believes that there's already a process underway to release these documents, and he says that he's urging Republicans not to sign on to this effort. But there is this, what often is a long shot effort to circumvent the leadership of the United States House, get enough support, a majority support of the full House, meaning at least 5 Republicans would be needed to sign with all Democrats in order to actually call for a vote that would put this measure on the floor of the full chamber. Just moments ago, Massie indicated to me that he believes that he will have enough Republican support to move ahead, and he said that there is considerable pressure coming from the White House on Republicans not to side with him.
So, of course, it is a matter of influence and power and jockeying and back and forth. Whether or not this will ever really come to fruition on whether or not we'll actually get some of the information, because people were complaining about what was released was not even in PDF form. It was in some kind of old scanning format, which doesn't surprise me. Government has always been that way. Government is just a difficult, just a series of bureaucracy, right? Because you got too many chefs in the kitchen when it comes to the way a lot of it is. And, of course, we don't have a fascist or otherwise none of this would be happening. We wouldn't be having floor votes and these sorts of things happening. So, but let me know down in the comments section what your guys' thoughts are on this. Are we ever going to see the Epstein files? Is it ever going to happen? And, did the administration kind of overstep their promises here, and realizing once they got the information that, it wasn't exactly what we thought it was going to be, and we may not be able to release what it is. And, of course, they continue to play this game with Donald Trump, showing him with Epstein, of course, and this is old news. We've already known it. They're rebranding it. They're rehashing it. And I created my own image of all the ones with Bill Clinton. And again, they're doing guilt by association and trying to connect the dots and all those sorts of things. But let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are, opinions are. Are we ever going to see it happen? Is it ever going to happen? How important is this to you guys? But nonetheless, thank you so much for all of you here on BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, New Tech, all your guys' continued support. And, of course, everyone here on YouTube, thank you so very much as we continue to move forward. And I'm also working on the new gaming channel, exclusively just for gaming, to make some changes here across the board. But nonetheless, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. Appearing there on the screen, that'd be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe, as well as to select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.